Okay.
It would be so great.
Streaming and recording.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
Are we good?
yes,
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order at 10:21. Can I have a roll call, real quickly?
Meshes,
Here.
Hendricks, Kunkel and I here, Pletz.
Here.
Goldman,
Here.
Hennings, Nicholas.
Here.
Holtz.
Here.
And Hart.
Here.
And Alto. Here.
And Alto.
Cool. All right. Again, stating we do not have a quorum. Eric is going to continue to participate via Zoom just to listen. We will not be taking any votes. Do we have any public comment?
No.
No public comment. Old business. What I really wanted to do today is to allow Bianca to kind of give us a financial update on where the monies that we actually allocated, where we are with all of that. So that was really the reason I wanted to gather you all here today. So Bianca, can you kind of give us those reports, please?
So I have a printout of the fiscal year 2023 spend down. So this was the amount of the funding that was left over. We were left with $29,147.15.
Thank you.
The biggest part of it was from the hoarding cleanup group at Senior Service Associates. They did state at their presentation that they didn't have a cleaning crew, so that's why they were left with so much funding. Prairie State Legal had some left over. It was mostly salary. I think they were short-staffed also last year, which also prevented them from using up everything. Everyone else, it was just 1% that was left over, so pennies pretty much compared to the rest. As far as our investments that we have made, whoa, here's a spreadsheet of all the CDs that were opened with senior service funding. So I have the totals on my computer, so I'm just gonna walk around and back these up real quick.
You could give those to me and I could do that.
That's fine, look at my stuff in.
You have no idea, I am so excited about this program and how unbelievably smart our treasurer was to kind of coordinate and pull all of this together. It's particularly next year when we actually are going to receive more money because we levied more money for senior services. It will be a phenomenal decision on our part. So I thank all of you for the support and going forward and doing that. Seriously, thank you.
So at the end of our investment maturity dates, we should have, I don't have an exact total, but it should be a little bit over $57,000. So it's going to be between $57,000 and $58,000 that we'll be receiving. Now on the spreadsheet, notice that 2 of our CDs are actually monthly interest frequencies. So we did receive our first interest payment for the Savista Bank in the amount of $849.32. And the Martha's Vineyard Bank, we did receive a total of $1,012.81. That money was wired back into our senior service bank account, so that money is there. And then the rest of the money will go ahead and come in as their maturity date closes.
So that will, again, give us a little bit more of a push room and moving forward. So,
yeah. So next year will be a really good year because we'll have all the interest plus, which will be about $57,000, let's say, plus the $29,000 that was left over from fiscal year 23 will be added to fiscal year 25.
And I don't know if anybody is paying any attention. We had some rousing discussion at the county board meeting. Teresa will back me up on that, about salaries in our state's attorney's office. And I will tell you that right now in McHenry County, Kane County, DuPage County, Lake County, everyone is struggling to find decent legal help in government. You know, maybe out in the private sector it's a whole different ball of wax because the money may be better, but with regard to public service, everyone is struggling finding. So I am not surprised that Prairie had extra money left over because I think they struggled in finding volunteers as well. So I don't think that was anything that they did inappropriately. I just think that was the market conditions. So noting that, thank you. Moving on real quick, this is gonna be a quick meeting, I hope. Transportation collaboration. I am actually going March 3rd and meeting with Hebron, Riley, and McHenry. And they have been working very actively trying to come up with intergovernmental agreements on how to do this, working with PACE to perhaps get some new buses, how we're going to operate. I'm going to get an update on the 3rd. I will keep you all apprised. If it's really important stuff, I'll send it out to you via email, via Bianca. But we are moving forward and we are trying to put that into place. And that'll be, again, kind of a step one. Conversations are being had across committees and across interest groups on how we can develop a better senior transportation program that runs the gamut of our seniors' needs. Again, all seniors are different, and there are some that need a lot more assistance and a lot more service than others that can wait for a bus and get on it, depending upon their health and their own physical conditions. So we are trying to work with all of those entities to come up with what we think will be kind of a seamless service that works financially. But I'm very excited, and I'll keep you in the loop as to what's happening. But they are working very, very closely trying to make this work. Again, biggest problem? Finding people to work, finding volunteers. Even if we offer them some compensation financially, there are not a lot of people that want to do this. So if you know of anybody or you can reach out, let me know, because that's the big issue, drivers, finding drivers. New business. Just want to keep you in the loop and let you know what's going on. The county board, almost unanimously, passed a referendum that is now on the ballot for mental health services. And what the question is removing from the property tax levy the mental health board line item and shifting that funding to a 1/4 cent increase in sales tax without taxing food, medicine, or medical equipment. Important for you to know those exceptions. It would actually raise about $2 to $3 million more than we currently were levying for mental health services. And I just want you to be aware that that is important. We think it's a good shift. The board, McHenry County government and the board cannot advocate because that's unethical. The individual board members and our groups that are affected by mental health dollars can all advocate. So we're just giving you this information so that you are informed if anybody asks you about it. We actually think it might be something very positive. And the line item in the property taxes goes away, so the property taxes for the county go down. People probably won't see that because property taxes are going up anyway, but from our end, it will go down. It's a reduction. Anybody have any questions on any of that? Abby?
Is that someplace we can find?
Abby?
Yes.
Abby is doing a huge outreach and advocacy. Would you like to inform people about that,
I would like to inform people. So if you would like to join our group, please do let me know after the meeting. There are also a couple of town halls coming up, which can I give? Okay.
That's information.
So the League of Women Voters is hosting a town hall on the Thursday, February 22nd at MCC at 7 p.m. So if you want more information or know people who want more information, that's a great place to go. There's a panel with 2 county board members and 2 executive directors of local mental health agencies. And then we just planned another town hall, which is going to be on Tuesday, March, I believe it's the 5th, at 9 a.m. at Bethany Lutheran Church in Crystal Lake, and several of the nonprofits are hosting that similar panel and educational meeting. So a couple of opportunities for people to get plugged in, find out more information.
And there are a couple of town halls in Woodstock that were being coordinated by.
But specifically, I've had people ask me, especially the libertarians, they're against taxing anything. And their concern was the comments that were made at the county, or maybe the finance committee, that they're going to keep the line item in place. It's not going to be.
No, in fact, there was a great deal of discussion about that for kind of a safety net, and it was the decision ultimately of the board that no, there would not be. It is a definite. It's out, and once out, the only way that that line item can come back in on your taxes is via referendum. So it's not like the county board can make that decision for McHenry County residents. It would have to go back to referendum, and we'd have to vote to bring it back onto the levy.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I will just say too, if you talk to anyone has a lot of questions, concerns, wants more information, I'm happy to give out my information. I know Pam, many of the other county board members are happy to talk to folks individually, phone calls, meetings, et cetera.
Right. Been available, I've gone to little homes, done stuff, so if you've got anybody who wants more information, feel free to either attend and call Abby or call me directly.
Yeah, there are two that are really interested.
Great.
Be
I'll
happy.
give you my card after.
Yeah. And that is all I have. Does anybody have any comments?
That was a fast meeting.
I have
But I want, in a little bit, I don't want it to drag them on, but I
right.
want you to know where we were financially so that you're aware of what's going on, particularly with the end of the year balances. I didn't want that to kind of go under the rug. And yes, Ab.
Yes, so our September meeting is currently scheduled for the second Friday in September. That's the big presentation date. That's the same date as the Mental Health and Suicide Prevention Recovery Conference at MCC.
Oh.
And I know that several of our past recipients are involved in that.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
So I know last year this meeting was on the third Friday. I didn't know if the committee would be open to changing the date because that conference date is already set and planning and
I
works.
have, I did look into it and I
Okay.
did speak to Hans in regards to that. I have to plan a room with Christy. We can move it to the Friday after. We would just, it'd be the same situation this time. I'd have the resolution all set up and
All right,
draft it out.
for the county board.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only problem we run into is the
Yeah.
county board timing.
So
But we can do that
it's a-
in, yeah. And I'll explain that the reason we always run, we're gonna have to look at that. We always bump up against something. So,
Yeah, so that'll be our thing, just.
Wait, for when was it?
It was supposed to be the second Friday in September. That's when
Right.
it's scheduled
it's always the
now.
second
Friday?
Friday, right, and we'll make it the third Friday.
But due to elections, we do, I do have to coordinate well, just because, like the situation right now, our meeting started late due to that room being used up because of early voting, so.
Well, it's supposed to be by
Talking
then, we're
September.
supposed to have the
Right, we
center.
should be in the election
September
center.
20th.
Yes.
So I
your
had
lips.
September 20th down anyway, for us, right?
We were the 13th, scheduled for the 13th originally, right now.
So maybe hold both dates.
Good idea.
Our next,
We'll coordinate that and be very
Thank you.
cognizant of that.
Thank you.
Thank you, but thank you, Abby, for bringing it up.
our next meeting is in April, and that's when we
May
talk about our
May 17th,
Yeah.
May 17th, that's when we talk about the application.
yes, the pre-application. So I will most likely not be here that day, but I will have someone in my spot.
I will not be there that day. Sorry. I'll be out of town.
We were,
And it's again, it's just, we'll send out the application to everybody ahead of time again and just kind of peruse it. Abby, obviously, if you're not here, you still can submit comments and we'll note. So we'll kind of go over it and see. And we'll also solicit some comments from those people who fill them out. Really, that's the best place to go for those. So, okay, not seeing anything else, motion to adjourn? John, and seconded by Teresa. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're done.
Wow.
when did we just say the next meeting is? May?
May 17th, yeah.
Friday.
Oh, it is not on my phone.
Same
I
time.
shall go there.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm just recording.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much.
Took me twice as long to drive here as to sit here.
You know what?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine, I don't mind it, I don't mind the little drive, it's all right.
No, it's totally
Right, I mean, first I was nervous from late.
Likewise.
I went down, ups and
I
downs.
drove cereal before this because the email said they will all be closed. I just got over, but then you get so into your work. All of a sudden it's 10 till, I'm running to my
What's happened to me is I was doing tech, I was at my house and I was like,